So you're interested in editing car trails. Now when I generally do car trails, what I do is I'll set up my tripod in a position, usually kind of on a bridge over a motorway, and what I do is I lay them down. And there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can manually look and wait for cars to come and take shots that you feel it's right, or you can just run a time lapse and it'll just pick up a load of stuff and then you can build up. So you're not manually doing stuff. So if it's really cold, you can get back in the car and just let it run. But the trick is to make sure the tripod is in the same place and is stable and doesn't move. Sometimes like you kind of have to lean over a little bit to try and get a part of the bridge, and that can make the tripod unstable and you get shake and then the shots aren't usable. So what I generally do is I'll have shorter legs pushed as far forward as possible and then one longer leg in the back, just so I can lean over so that I still have the stability of a tripod, but I'm still able to kind of get over the top of the bridge. Okay, so how do I edit them? Well, I bring them into Lightroom and I make my selections, and then they'll go from there to Photoshop. And we're going to show you the whole process. So there's a mix of stuff of different mode changes and different ways of masking. So it's me actually building that from scratch, and you're seeing the whole process. So this is not a tightly edited video where it's bam, bam, bam. It's actually the process, so you can see things happening. There's not particularly a lot of mistakes happening in it, but I do explain exactly what's going on with it. So let's dive into that right now. I've made my selection and I have filtered them off so that we have the ones that are here. So for example, if we take off these filters here, we'll see the entire set. But they're actually just red in this case here. So we can see we got like various different trails that are selected, and I've selected them because each of these have little things that are happening within it. Now we may not use all of them, we might find that we have enough, but I think it's a good start. And what we're going to do is this one here, the end one here, this one has more blue in the sky than say the first one. So I think this is going to be the base layer and we're going to work from there. But I think we're just going to get these into Photoshop altogether, and we do that through the photo, edit in, and then down the bottom we have open as layers in Photoshop. Now this will take a time for these to load in Photoshop. I'll come back to you when they're loaded in Photoshop. Okay, we can see here now that all of these layers are opened up inside of Photoshop. So what we're going to do is we're just turn them all off except the base layer. And hopefully I can see the cloud moving as we go. So when we get to our base layer, we have the most amount of sky that we want. So this is the start, and we're going to use this whole image pretty much. Everything in this is going to get used. At the end, we'll do some editing and get rid of these larger signs, which are a bit more distracting and are temporary. We can see they're just held down. Whereas these ones here, we'll probably leave, but we will get rid of some of the brighter signs as well that are they're just basically drawing attention away from the lights themselves. So we're going to start this as a base layer. So the thing to do is to turn on the next layer. We can see the clouds have moved, so I'm like, the first thing we need to do is think about the sky. So what we're going to do here is we're going to turn on a mask here. This is the mask icon. So masking allows you to hide things. If it's black in the mask, it's hidden. If it's white, it's there. So black conceals and white reveals. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the gradient tool here. If you can't see it, it's behind the bucket basically. So we're on the gradient tool. We need to make sure that the gradient is set to gradient. And then we have here, and we're in basics, and we have this first one, the black to white, which uses this option here. Basically it goes between the colors that are selected there, and we want it to be on this linear gradient, not on the radial or some of the other gradients. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to drag down in the area of sky. So what we've done here, and you saw the jump there where the sky changed. So now it's just showing the sky from the previous layer. Okay, now it is hiding the lights that are on the other layer, and what we're going to do is, and this is the most important thing in technique that's in this as well, this is that we switch from normal mode to lighten mode. So lighten mode will basically take everything that's on this layer that's lighter than the previous layer and show that. So we can see here that it's showing this little trail. These lights have added on. So if we turn it on and off, we can see that what's changing is any areas that have lightened. So some of that is that we can see here that these have gotten lightened in the fence, which is good because it's adding a little bit more detail and it's giving a little bit of separation in the background and things like that. So we're going to use this trick generally, but we may have tighter masking than this as we go. So again, on to the next one. There's lots of really nice things going on in this. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold down the Alt or Option key on our mask. Click on the mask, just the mask, not the layer. We're going to drag this up. And what that does now is that moves our sky mask up to keep that sky that we want in that. Now we could do this in such a way that these were in a group and do them afterwards, but whatever way you want to do it, that's all right. So what's in our next step? Well, obviously it's to go to that lighten again. And we can see that it's brought in these lights here. And some of the reason as we go, you'll see why I've selected particular layers is because they do different things. So again, next layer, and we're just basically adding up lights. This is kind of for this one here. but it is adding a bunch of stuff in the background as well. And again, lighting, so that's building up. At some point we're going to get lights that are very bright coming around the corner. We need to make a decision on that. We can see here we're going through this here, and this is good because this one has trails in this lane rather than in the other lane. And again, lighting. Okay, that's good. That's building up there nicely. So this has some coming down here, but these are kind of a bit flary there. If we like, so let's do again sky first, and then we could just go lighten. We could say, well, maybe I don't want that particular thing there to be there. Right, so what we could do here is we could actually get rid of this mask altogether here for a second. Okay, so we're going to delete it. All right, and what we're going to do is, let's say we're saying, okay, what have we got? Was that? Oh yeah. So, oh, we've already got that in lighting mode as well. But we can see what's really been added here is this flary lights here, and those lights here. So what we can actually do is we can come in here and select the polygonal tool. Now, it can be the normal lasso tool as well. But if we just come along here, we're going to select those ones here, and just get away from those lights here, and this allowed us just to only select areas. Click on the masking tool here, and so now it's hidden away some of those extra stuff. So it's only showing those additional lights here, basically. All right. So it's not just that we have the sky; we're just literally including only something small. Right. Again, same story here. Now we're going to grab our sky mask from before. I think everything can come in here. Change it to lighten. Okay, that's building up nicely. So what's on this? This is just, again, it's just the build up. We might just decide to keep the reds in this one here. So again, just grab that polygonal tool. Just keep the red lane here for this one. And then click on masking, and again, go to lighten, so that way the road is blending in properly. And we're getting there. This one here is chosen just for these lights here. So again, grab the sky, or we could just choose to have this section here. So if we wanted, we could just go here. And obviously we want these on the trail up there. And I find the polygonal lasso tool is actually good for this one. And go on to the right layer before we make the mask. There we go. Lovely. And again, change that to lighten, just so that it blends. I think this is really just for this side here. You can see how quick it is about to do this. Grab that, grab the mask, and lighten. It's building up nicely there. And I think we're nearly there, are we? We are almost there. Now, how much of this do I need? See, I don't think I need this. This is really bright and flary there, so I don't think that's going to work for there. So I think, again, what I'm going to do is, actually, that's 2 on there. Oh yeah, because what have we done here? There's no mask on that one. That's just an addition there for some reason. Oh, I see what's happening there. Okay, so that's one we haven't actually added in there. What do we want from that? It's in lighten mode. We haven't masked anything. I think we need a sky mask at least there. Yeah, okay. It's blurring the edge of the skies too much without it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do this. I basically, I'm just going to take the red. I don't think I need more white. I think there's enough white. I was trying to just use some of the white here, and I possibly could shift click here as well and add, and hopefully that'll blend reasonably okay. Mask, and you can see here that it's blocking out stuff. When we go to lighten, it gets rid of all of that stuff there. Okay, and the other thing is that with these, I could also choose, say, to grab opacity. Okay, and then we can blend that layer as well back, so it's not making as much of a difference. In fact, it's not making a huge difference there, to be honest. Okay, and this is really about this trail up here more than anything else. But again, I'm just going to grab the sky up altogether, and then change this to lighten. You can see here that it's built up, so I think we're on our last one anyway, so like, yeah, grab that really quickly. And I think with this one here, we're just going to grab, again, the reds, just so we're avoiding that peak light just on that corner where it's shining directly in. Although I do actually like some of the kind of starry edges that we're seeing from the aperture we have. Escape that one and grab our mask, and again lighten. Again, the lightness is the trick here with this. Okay, so this is the kind of build up where we have everything in there, and we have this thing on both trails. It's not too bright there like it could be, but what we can do is we can actually look down and figure out, okay, which is the one that's causing that particular one. We don't have to turn like on and off top layers because we have access to every layer. That's our base layer. Okay. Okay. Everything is doing something good in it, so that's good. What I'm doing is I'm just looking to see if there's a specific one. Okay, that's kind of contributing towards it a little bit with that one. So with this one here, we can come in with a brush, B for brush, black brush. Make sure it's on the right kind of brush though. Here, and what we can do is we've got a black brush here, and if we wanted, we can come in here and we can paint there and get rid of some of that. Okay, and I think with that's it. So yeah, we kind of reduce some of that little glow over there. Okay, so what we're going to do next then is we're going to go to the top layer and go Shift Command Option E or Shift Control Alt E, and that will basically put them all together into one layer. So now what we can do is we can grab that tool again here, the polygonal lasso tool, and we can just kind of select around this sign here because it's really bright, distracting. And if we go Shift Backspace, it will bring up the fill dialog, which you can set to content aware, and that gets rid of that. And if we want, we could do that for this one here as well, and the sign here if we like. We'll definitely do it for this one here because that's a temporary sign anyway. Again, same story, content aware. Yeah, done reasonable job. You don't have to do generative fill for any of this kind of stuff. Content aware is more than adequate for most items. And as soon as you start using generative fill, what happens is things start to go, and it turns your not AI images into being declared as an AI image. Okay, so that's a little bit better for visibility and not distracting. Okay, now there's been no editing done to the actual original images as well. We've literally just loaded them straight from camera in and blended them up together. So I like what's going on with there. This is really nice. There's a good set of trails on the road, just lovely color and stuff like that. So we're gonna flatten it because we're done, and we don't need to hold it with all of this information to make this file absolutely huge. So I'm just going to Shift Command E or Shift Control E, flatten it, and what I'll do is I'll actually come up to layer and go with new background from there. So this is now a background layer, and now I'm just going to save it. So Command S or Control S to save it. We could have done Command or Control W to close it and then click save, and then Photoshop would have closed as well. We go back, and so this image here is now in here. Now it's a -2 because I've already run a version of this, so I'm going to press F and we can see the final image. So that is the final image of our card trails. So folks, there we go. That is how I would blend stuff together in card trails. Now there are things you can do beforehand, like you can do further edits and then sync them across those edits if you want before you bring them into Photoshop, or you can just edit the final one afterwards. Where would you want to consider stuff? Well, I do like to have the white lights to be bright because I think, okay, these are bright and specular in the scene, so they are going to blow out. But you may prefer a more subdued version of that, and you might want to pull the highlights back or something like that. Again, personal taste. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. If you did like it, do give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications if you want to see when I do more videos. Thanks for watching.